welcome back to our channel. I'm Sab.
I'm Chris.
I'm Tizzy.
Today we are going to cover a few things that we touched on our very first video, and it has to do with Tizzy, which is why she has joined us today.
So from last week's episode, we kind of ended up saying that we had something coming up. The thing that's coming up is a very crazy surgery that Tizzy will be having on Thursday. A little bit about the surgery that's coming up. We found out when she was 12 that she got diagnosed with scoliosis, and it was really a weird thing because scoliosis is usually a genetic thing. I'm not a doctor, but that's generally what they ask you is who in your family had scoliosis, right? We were trying to figure that out. And we can never quite, pinpoint any of it. You know, I have a 95-year-old grandmother who's still up and walking straight. She, we can ask her. You know, she was a good source. But we couldn't never find it out. And during the scoliosis diagnosis, we found out that you were getting sick. And what was going on with you when you were getting sick?
I had a blood infection.
Right. And what was happening to your body?
I lost all my fingernails and toenails, and then I lost some hair, and all on my right side, my joints and everything ached and hurt. Yeah. And then very fatigued and tired. Didn't go to
Basically,
school.
you didn't want to get out of bed. You missed how many days of school did you miss your 7th grade year?
I think over 100.
Yeah, and fortunate enough, the school program is very good to put us on a program that we could continue with. Having. She didn't want to be left behind, so she kind of actually stayed up to grade level and all of her grades by doing the work at home and reading, and the teachers were very cool about that. So that was nice. So jumping forward a little bit, you went to Washington D.C. When you were 12, and when you came back, you were sick.
Yeah, and I didn't finish all my medicine, so they said that it attacked my spinal cord.
Right.
And that's how I got scoliosis.
Yeah. So I get if
So
a lot
it
of
settled.
Yeah.
Her spine.
Yeah, it lays dormant.
Attacked it, and then it caused it to go.
So I'm not sure if you guys really know how the antibiotic. I never did, and that's probably why she's kind of wired a little bit like me. You give me antibiotics, I'm going to take them when I feel better. I'm not going to take them no more. So there's a reason why the doctor tells you to take all of your antibiotics, because they want all the virus killed. So you took 2-3 days worth, started feeling better, and because she didn't kill the virus off, it actually went and laid dormant in her spinal cord. I'm not really too sure what that virus was called. Do you recall what it was called? We went to an infectious disease doctor for literally, a year and a half. This guy was like Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future, right? He had his white coat on, he was crazy looking, and he was like the smartest person we've ever met.
I never talked to
him. And he was pulling blood. Anyways, he come to find out that that's what happened. And because the virus lay dormant in her spinal cord, it cut off nutrition and oxygen supply, which caused a deformity. Scoliosis. So it's a little bit of a different kind of scoliosis than I think normal. However, it's not going to get fixed without surgery. So,
what was your curve to begin with?
18.
And what is it now?
45.
Yeah. And it's going to progress, from what they're saying, about 2 degrees every year. So you can only imagine, a 90-degree angle. Well, she's at 45. That you go another 45 and you're going to be bent half over, right? Whoop, sideways. So that's going to suck, right? So what are some of the things that we did along the way? Do you want to show them your brace that you wore for a good portion of your life there in junior high?
These two.
Yeah, these are just mainly support braces.
I didn't have this.
Yeah, this is the big dog right here. You want to touch on him?
I wore it for 23 hours a day. I slept in it. I went to school in it. And
Was that uncomfortable?
It sucked. Especially when you like dropped a pencil at school and couldn't grab it.
How did everybody treat you, like when you walked through the hallways and like that saw you wearing it? Like,
I mean, they would know because you saw this part. It would like kind of show on my shirt.
did they give you a hard time though?
No, they just all asked questions.
Yeah.
Or if I dropped a pencil, they would kind of like wait to see what I was gonna do.
Were you
but-
kind of embarrassed a little bit about it, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine why, but you know what I mean. I think at the end of the day, it's like wearing a cast and
How
then
many
just trying to
years
fix
did
something.
you have to wear it?
I think like a year and a half.
Yeah, and then finally the pain got really bad. Remember when they were trying to, because they stick inserts in there to try to correct.
Yeah, they.
So
put,
if you're
like,
over here,
pads.
they're gonna build pads up over here to try to push it back. Yeah, and I think the frustration was there. We tried other things. What did you do?
And I stopped growing, so they said that this wouldn't stop anything.
Yeah, that was another big key factor there. So I'm gonna get these contraptions out of the way.
Wait, after your surgery, are you gonna be taller?
Yeah, I'll be like 3 inches taller.
5'4" to 5'6" overnight. Not bad. So.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
What are you most nervous about?
I think like doing everyday things, like going to the bathroom
Yeah.
and stuff. But
What'd they say your recovery is gonna be?
3 to 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
100%. Yeah.
Basically.
Wakeboard,
Snowboarding.
snowboard, whatever you want to do. Go to the dunes.
Dunes.
Dune time.
Dune season.
So yeah, the surgery's coming up Thursday. Tomorrow we're doing a COVID test. Oh my! How do you feel about that?
It sucks.
Did they say they're gonna do one up the nose?
I think so.
Oh man.
Are you gonna do one of the
But it has to
noses?
go up both noses.
I'm not doing anything up the nose right now unless they absolutely make me. How do you feel?
I feel like Savannah should.
I think if they asked me, if they're like, hey, you gotta do the COVID test up the nose, I'm gonna pass and pass it on to someone. That's probably what.
I volunteer stand.
Yeah. Woo! Glad we're on the same page. Nice. So anyways, COVID's test tomorrow. It's Monday, and then the surgery's Thursday. We go on the 5th to get everything dialed in, the schedule's set, and then we're gotta be to the hospital on Thursday the 6th at what, 4 or 5 in the
We have to
morning?
leave here at 4. in the
That's
morning.
great. So I might not be going to sleep that night because I definitely ain't gonna wake up at 4 to go. Or
Wait, you
3:30.
did that for our family pictures. You were fine.
Okay, maybe.
You're
I
right.
might make it. I don't know. I don't know how happy I'll be, but I might be there. I don't know. We might have to send her with an Uber, and then I'll show up and the surgery's gonna start.
Stop it.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. So yeah, we'll be back in touch. Thanks again for all the subscribers. This will make this a weekly thing. We have a lot of things coming up.
I think our life is always so
Yeah,
exciting.
there's a lot of adventures that go on that we don't really.
Fun
Just,
vlogs.
yeah, they just kind of
Yeah.
pop up, and it's like, oh my gosh. So, anyways, thanks again. I hope you guys are all having a good one. Anything else you guys want to say?
Nope, just thank you so much. Make sure that you send Tizzy lots of love and messages and anything that can uplift her. There, I will put her Instagram handle so that you guys can send her messages to encourage her, and she will have lots of downtime, so keeping her busy and occupied is a very good thing.
Especially if there's anybody out there that might be going through the same type of thing, you know,
Yeah.
scoliosis, or it could be something else that is kind of, you know, weird in your life at this time in your life. It's like, you know, it's an obstacle that you have to jump over, and you know, a lot of times you'll just like crush it and move forward and, you know, be better than before, and it'll be all good. So she'd be happy to answer any questions that anybody has about any of it, really. So,
Truly.
again, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
See you. Winston, you may not touch that. George, why do you have to be so loud during our video? That's not very nice. Hi, Onan.
Sit, Buzzy.
Hi.